y'all, welcome back to Chetty and Lycan's Horror Party Massacre. We're going to get into a little bit of horror on this video here. Did you know that they are remaking Terror Train? In fact, it's already apparently completed and coming out this fall exclusively to Tubi, which I'm kind of surprised by. I didn't know Tubi was into that kind of thing where they're buying the rights to movies to show exclusively on their channel. Last I knew, they were a free channel. But okay. Anyway, Terror Train, the original 1981, is one of my favorites. It's a standard slasher. Bad thing happens in the beginning, prank goes wrong, someone dies, someone gets fucked up. Year later, someone comes back to take revenge on all those responsible. It's a standard story. You've heard it a lot in the 80s slasher genre. The thing that really set the original Terror Train apart was it took place on a train. Limited room to run around and escape and hide. That made it a very interesting twist to it, I guess, for lack of a better term. It was also very cool because your killer in this movie kept swapping outfits. This was a masquerade party on New Year's Eve in the original, and the killer would keep switching outfits. So I thought that was pretty neat little, not a twist, but something that sets that movie apart from all the others that have that same kind of standard plot line. The original one was great. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis in it. It's got David Copperfield in it as a magician. Now, this new one comes out this year. Again, sometime this fall. I think it was September I read. And there's not a lot of information about it. It does take place on Halloween. And it's apparently a costume party on Halloween instead of New Year's. It does take place on a train. A lot of the character names have remained the same. You've still got the Prez and Kenny and Doc and all the original character names from the original one. So they're keeping true to that. That's about it. There's not a lot that I've heard or read. I don't see a lot of information online about it. Even IMDb has very little to go with. The one thing that I have noticed with the trailer is it does look like there's a magician in the remake. There was one scene where it looked like there was a magician in it, so that's cool that they're keeping that too. But the one thing that I really noticed in the trailer was a clown. It looks like the killer takes on a clown outfit. However, it's several scenes. You get several glimpses of the clown outfit. Now, I'm hoping that means that he's just a clown in part of it. I hope that doesn't mean that he is going to be dressed as a clown throughout the whole movie, because, again, that's one of the things for me that set the original apart, is the switching of costumes, going from Groucho Marx to the snake reptile man to the old man. That's what really set the original one apart, besides being on a train. I hope this remake continues with that, and it's not just strictly from start to end a guy dressed in a clown outfit. Clowns are a little bit overdone. I wish, honestly, they didn't have him dressed in a clown outfit at all, because clowns are kind of cliche, and I'm kind of tired of clowns. But in any case, we'll have to wait and see how that is. I'm hoping for the best with it, as I always do with remakes. So we'll see. We'll probably do a review of it here on Chetty and Lycan's Horror Party Massacre once we view it. Some other news about another remake. This is kind of an update I'm going to tack onto this. The Toxic Avenger apparently has gotten an R rating for violence, gore, and brief nudity. Okay. It's an R rating. That's not bad. I also visited Wikipedia and found a plot synopsis there. Now, I don't know how accurate the plot synopsis there is. I understand that, I guess, with Wikipedia, anyone can go in and edit the shit out of it, I guess. I don't know. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. But the plot synopsis that I see on Wikipedia, the main character, your Toxic Avenger, is actually named Winston, not Melvin. So that'd be a change. He is a janitor at Gen X or Garb X or some kind of place. Someplace, I don't know. But he's a janitor still. He's a weakling. He has contracted a life-threatening rare disease, and his boss won't pay for the only treatment that is available for this disease. So he decides to break in someplace to his boss, something of his bosses, to rob him to pay for this treatment, and ends up falling in a toxic waste pit. if that's actual, we'll have to see how it plays out. But if that's the fact, if that's what it is, I really don't like that, because in the original Toxic Avenger, Melvin was just Melvin. He was a dorky, socially awkward, goofy nerd dork. He wasn't some anti-hero with a noble crusade to save himself and turns to crime. Of course, when he becomes Toxic Avenger, he goes after all the people that wronged him. But does Melvin in this remake, does Winston really need to have a disease? Does he need to have a reason to break in someplace? The original Toxic Avenger was so simplistic in, this guy's a dork, everyone teases him, everyone picks on him, a prank goes too far. Well, it kind of goes along with what we were talking about earlier. But, hey, we don't need him to have some noble cause. Just, I don't know. We'll see. That's still on the way. We'll keep you updated here on anything that we hear about it. I hope you liked this video. I hope I gave you some news that you didn't know about. I hope I informed you a little bit more about Toxic Avenger and made your socks fall off with news of a Terror Train remake. Hope you liked the video. Subscribe. Hit the like button. Share it. Send it to your friends. Tell everybody. Tease me and push me into a pit of toxic waste. Stay spooky.
I like it spooky.
I want to thank you. Anything you want, you just name it.